together here for a group discussion on prayer.
Right.
When we talk of prayer, what we generally mean is that there is a Godhead or a divine being or a divine personality to whom we pray. And normally we pray for getting something, just like we go and pray to a person who is wealthy or who is powerful than us to give us something. The ordinary person prays to get something. Now, whether this thing is material or spiritual depends on the person, but all the same, prayer is that. Now, when we say prayer, automatically that prayer is, as I told you, directed to a God. But then, even in Advaita Vedanta, which does not focus so much on a personality of God, even there is prayer, and this prayer is directed to the divine principle or the ultimate reality.
Maharaj,
Uh-huh.
sorry to interrupt you. Sir, are you recording our call?
Yes, it is being recorded.
Sure. Thank you. Just to confirm.
Yeah. So today I have started a playlist here in the channel, and this playlist is called Group Discussions. Henceforth, all our discussions will be recorded, and I don't know how far it will be useful, but anyway, it will be recorded.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. So now, please tell us about prayer. What do you think, Vyomkesh? This is what prayer is all about. I mean, the definition part of it. But how do you think prayer has come into your life, Vyomkesh?
For me, prayer, like I am making a relationship with God. So that, like, I think I read in one time in a book, Ramakrishna said, like Bhagavan, God lives on bhakta who prays more. It is not like this. He is not staying in all beings. He is staying all beings, but who prays more, he is like staying more on them. It's like I don't know the English, Boidha Khana. So
Parlor. It is the parlor.
Okay,
so a person who prays for him, God means that person who prays, or a place where prayer of God is done, that is the drawing room of God or parlor of God. Yeah.
Parlor. So I am thinking that way, and I am praying. Initially, I used to pray like, God give me this, God give me that, God I need this. Nowadays, not nowadays, from long time, I'm not asking such things. So this is from my part.
So you don't want anything from God?
He's giving me everything. So why I want one thing, like
what? Like what?
How can I express? I'm thinking how can I express? Like I want to. How should I?
How should you live the life?
Not live the life. How should carry my life actually? So that
How
he
should
can
you?
Yeah.
So, talking about prayer, there was this beautiful incident which happened when Swami Vivekananda, then he had not become Swami Vivekananda, he was Narendranath Datta, his father had died and had left lot of debts, and there was problem in the house, etc., etc., etc. And at that time, he wanted that his house people, his family members, don't suffer from what do you call, hunger and want. So he approached his guru. He said, you always pray to Kali, etc. So you please tell your Kali to provide me some kind of relief, my family some kind of relief, he said. So then what happened was, Sri Ramakrishna said that why are you asking me to pray? You go and directly pray. And Sri Ramakrishna wanted Narendranath Datta to accept Kali, because he was not so much willing to accept Kali as a godhead or deity. So for that he made this trick that you go and ask. And what did happen, Bomkesh? What happened? Narendranath went to Kali and what did he ask?
He asked for devotion, knowledge, and vairagya means
Discernment, discrimination.
discernment.
So what
Yeah.
happened was he could not ask anything. You see, he
Yeah.
could
Any
not
messages?
ask anything, and three times he went, and three times he could not ask. And then he afterwards he sang a song, and then Sri Ramakrishna said, "Don't worry, nothing will happen to your family. They will get course basic food and clothing. They will get." And so he sang a song on Kali, etc. So he could not ask for these things, which later on Swami Vivekananda said that shopkeeping religion. So he could not actually ask for all these things. Hmm.
In my childhood, like when I heard these things, so like how I was thinking like how he asked such things. Like in that time we need like how to how to do good result and some things. Okay, and later like after a long time I understood like what were those points he actually wanted from God.
Hmm. So Ajit, what do you normally pray to God for?
Maharaji, actually, I don't pray for like for my individual thing. Normally, I feel like God, if you are present in our life, so please shower your grace to all of us, to this whole universe.
Hmm.
So for individually, I don't ask for anything like I need that or I need this one, because I'm very happy the kind of life He gave to me. So I don't ask any more to Him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ajit is so nice.
Thank you.
No, but another thing, whenever we talk of
Yeah.
blessings, etc., we always say that you should shower the blessings. Why is it so?
Yes.
Why
Because
only? No,
I
no,
feel that there are a lot. Yes,
this is
yes,
comedy
Swamiji.
actually. This is comedy. What I'm
Okay.
telling is, why should we only ask to shower, not give or something? It is as though we are asking for blessings standing in a bathroom or something. Anyway, so
Okay.
okay. प्रखर अभी आप आए हो कि नहीं आए हो या आ रहे हो?
गुड मॉर्निंग महाराज.
गुड मॉर्निंग.
वीडियो आइकन नहीं आ रहा आज.
ना ना.
No, today is audio call. I
ओ
think
अच्छा, आप कुछ भी ग्रुप ग्रुप कुछ देखते ही नहीं हो ना? Wow, so great. We
अच्छा देखा.
posted that you see, if you have audio call then you can have 25 people. If you have video call you can have only 10 people, and also the bandwidth is very bad. So we
ओके.
have decided that we will have it audio, unless of course we can go for a better option. Bandwidth is a serious issue. So now we are discussing about prayer. So first of all I pray to you to please get up early in the morning.
ओके. आई विल. अच्छा.
That is my prayer to you, and also go to bed early in the night, and not contact the entire universe in the night time. And so, Prakhar, have you ever prayed?
I I don't know. I haven't prayed. I just beg in front of God.
You beg. What did you
Yes.
beg?
Everything, happiness for exams.
Hmm.
Nothing serious.
Oh, exams are not serious.
Exams are serious, but not so serious. And
Uh, so you are begging even for things which are not very serious. What kind of
yes,
person are you? Huh?
like welfare of people, everything.
Oh, that is not serious. Welfare of people?
That is serious
Huh.
for
Okay.
examinations and all.
Uh-huh. Okay. Hmm. So,
Mahad, we have two more members. So how they feel about prayer?
Acha. Who are these members?
I think Anna, Nandini.
Oh, Nandini, how does she feel about prayer?
Um, prayer, whatever it's like, whatever you people have said, it's okay. Like praying for, not praying for
Thank
material.
you. Thank you so much for certifying whatever has been. We are
No, I'm
so we
telling.
are so honored by your certificate. Thank you.
No, I'm telling like I'm not adding like telling all those again. So whatever like I feel prayer also is like whenever I feel like I'm in a difficult situation or anything like sharing with some whenever I tell God that see I'm in this position, please help me out of this and give me strength and all. Like the prayer thing also like is like it includes that also like sharing whatever I'm going through all day and night and everything. So that is the thing.
One thing what I could understand by whatever you told for some not even 1 minute but few seconds is that you are so much into social media because you use so many likes and sharing.
You have
There
told this
was
before also.
there were so many no at that time there were only likes. Now you have added sharing also. So there are so many shares and likes. Oh my God. Okay. And anything else when you were some situation when you prayed and like some divine light appeared and something happened.
The divine light never appeared, but I have seen whenever I've prayed, my prayers have been answered.
Hmm.
Like
Vyomkesh, that is a
because
serious situation. Suppose she comes and prays that this person should be killed, and it is answered. My God, I cannot even think of.
I don't actually ask for like for anything materialistic as such, but then whenever I ask for it, I've seen that it like God gives it. This has happened like many times.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm. Okay, Anna, what is your thoughts? What are your thoughts on prayer?
Well, when I was younger, I would always, sometimes, not always, but when I really, really, really wanted something, I would pray like with the bottom of my heart. And sometimes it was for something small that felt really big at that time. And usually it's like Nini said, I would get it. Um, and then at one point, I kind of realized that, well, I felt that praying is just not having faith in God and not, especially the kind of praying that we did in the Catholic Church where we were asking for something, is like not really trusting that God is doing, God is a loving God and powerful God because we're praying for Him to do something when if He already loves us, then He's doing already like kind of the best thing for us. And now mostly I just say thank you for whatever it is. But of
Mhm.
course, when you're faced, I don't know, when it's been a long time, but when you're, I guess, maybe if I'll be faced with something very, very serious, like a terribly serious, um, in my eyes situation, maybe I'll just pray for like peace and just acceptance. And so it's not really praying, it's more like just begging. But that's, again, a part of me feels like that's not having faith in what's happening. So.
Hmm. Now, Sri Ramakrishna says, what is true prayer? The true prayer should be that which has got its aim as God realization or realizing one's true self or true personality. He says we should pray only for that. But of course, very few people can actually pray for that. And he also gives us example that if you go to a person and ask, say, a person went to an emperor to ask for something and he saw that the emperor was praying to God that you give me this. Then he said that instead of asking this person who himself is praying to somebody else, I would directly pray to that particular person. And also, when you, Sri Ramakrishna gives another example, when you meet a great person who has got so much of wealth, say a billionaire or something, you don't go and ask that person to give, oh, please give me one pumpkin because I have to do some cooking in my family. but you ask for something greater. So when we pray to God, this person, this God, or this ultimate power, or what reality principle, whatever you call it, has the power to put an end to all suffering in our life, which in Sanskrit is called Atyantika Dukkha Nivritti. So that principle has got that power to do that. So instead of asking for this and that, ideally we should ask for something which is going to put an complete end to all our suffering. But now the problem is that unless we practice that, we are not going to get it immediately. I remember a person who he was a monk. He passed away of our order. So once he fell down from jeep while moving in the hills. There was an accident and he fell down. And then he said, "No, now I will not have any responsibilities, and afterwards I will not do anything. I will just spend the rest of my life in contemplation." So the authorities asked why so, because he said, "You see, when I fell down, after some minutes I realized that when I fell down, I could have died, but at that time I did not think of God. I should have thought of God, but I did not think." So that was a thing he felt that no, that means I have to constantly think of God, to constantly pray, and if I pray, I will get something. Holy Mother Sarada Devi, she says that, you see, whatever we do, we have to face its consequence. If we do good actions, we have to face good actions. If we do bad actions, we have to face bad results. But if we pray, then Holy Mother says, if there the whole head would have been chopped off, then only some small hurt would happen. That's all, and you will the intensity of the effect of your karma will reduce. The intensity of the effect which you would have had to face would reduce. So that is what. So when we pray, we should pray that we should be given dispassion, we should be given detachment, we should be given purity, etc. Hmm.
But Maharaj, when we pray for all like Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha,
Hmm.
in like for such prayers, like we are not realizing like when we are praying, if, really like people are helping or not.
Hmm.
Like how we can get such realization or not.
That's what.
Because
No, the prayer, you see, when you go and say to a person that you see, if you tell a person that, you see, I care about you. You just say to a person, I care about you. This is a statement which so many people tell on a given day across the world. So many people are probably telling the other person, I love you or I care for you, etc. But how many people actually feel that? Very few, because most of the people are telling it just like that, superficially, artificially. They don't mean it. They don't actually feel it. So similarly, when we pray, if you truly pray that Sarve Janaha Sukhina Bhavantu, means all people in this world should become happy, should be happy. While praying in such a manner, when you actually tell this, if you truly think that everybody should be happy, instead of doing it in a routine way, because my guru has told me, or somebody has instructed, or I have seen my grandmother do this for so many years since my childhood, so I am telling. Not like that. You tell because you sincerely believe, sincerely you want. If you tell with that idea, then you will get this. You will also be able to feel that yes, you are uh, influencing nature, or you are sending some thoughts of well-being to the world. So Sri Ramakrishna again says that if you pray properly, with restlessness, if you're restless and you pray to God, oh God, end my suffering, give me liberation from this repeated births and deaths. You should be restless. If you do that and then pray, then God will listen to your prayer. Hmm.
Actually, when I'm praying, I'm thinking whole globe, and I'm praying like.
Hmm. That's not a joke. If you properly think like that, it is possible. Possible. And when to pray?
In the morning.
Somebody has switched on their speaker. Please put it off.
Maharaj, actually, Avinash came, so we had to put it on speakers.
No, it is echoing.
Okay.
Just mute the microphone. That's it.
Mute the microphone. Mute the microphone.
अच्छा लगा दिया.
So Avinash, what do you think of prayer?
सर मैं तो अभी आया हूँ सर, डिस्कशन पता नहीं सर क्या हो रहा है.
ना प्रेयर के बारे में क्या सोचते हैं? सिंपल है.
सर उतना सर आइडिया नहीं है सर.
प्रेयर प्रार्थना नहीं किया कभी?
सर कई आए सर, कभी दुख में होता हूँ तब.
हाँ?
सर कभी दुख में होता हूँ तब लगता है कि बस थोड़ा सा रिलैक्सेशन हो जाए, थोड़ा सा कुछ फेवर हो जाए, बस ऐसा कुछ. डीप प्रार्थना कभी नहीं की सर मैंने.
डीप प्रार्थना क्या होता है?
मतलब सर पूरे भाव से.
पूरे भाव से कैसे प्रार्थना कर सकते हैं फिर?
नहीं सर, वही पता करना है सर आप.
अच्छा, मतलब आप you think that पूरे भाव से there is some kind of prayer which is done with full intensity, but you don't know how to do it, huh?
हाँ sir, exactly.
But how do you know? If you don't know how to do it, how do you know that such a prayer exists?
बस सुनते आए हैं सर बचपन से.
अच्छा, so from childhood you have listened that there is a prayer in which complete intensity is necessary, right?
Complete devotion.
Complete devotion. So Ajit, what do you have to say about this?
I think it's all right. Somebody feels ki God can help me, and because for prayer we should have enough faith on God, and sometimes it works also. Like we are in need of His help, and once we pray, and then we find ki no, suddenly we got lot of peace and we are relaxed. So it works, and I think it is all right. Yeah.
Another thing is, you see, what is true prayer? According to Sri Ramakrishna, true prayer is that which is having attachment or love for God. Only when you have attachment or love for God and then you pray, that is true prayer. That is what Sri Ramakrishna says. And prayer, we can pray that, you see, God has got form and God is beyond form. And so, oh God, I am unable to understand you. Please, or God or the ultimate reality, I am unable to understand you. Please tell me or show me your true form, because it is not possible for us to understand God. That also can be one way of praying. Nandini, what do you think? Can you pray like that?
Hello? Can you repeat please once?
What I am saying is, can you pray like that?
Yeah, like full
attachment to God.
Like, yeah, that's what I was telling, no, that if you're sharing everything, like, and if you're actually feeling like the God exists, and so that love is there, no, that if you are sharing everything and you're telling him all your sorrows and joys, and so that is how attachment towards God arises. Like if you're seeing the face of the Holy Mother, or maybe Swami Vivekananda, then you're feeling that, yeah, I know this person from my heart and he knows whatever I'm joys and sorrows I'm in. So that, I think, that is true prayer. Like you don't actually need to tell God, like, yes, God, I need this and that, please, and I want this or something. So you are feeling so close to God that you'll be like, yeah, he knows. So that is what I was telling before also, like prayer is something like intimate, some relationship, like some you feel some deep connection with God. That is what.
So after every 5 words you speak, there is a pressing like button. Okay, Vyomkesh, can we compare prayer to love affair?
Mm, prayer to love.
Yeah.
Uh, I think like when we pray, after praying, we are fall in love with the things like what we are doing. So like if I am praying God, and gradually we feel joy.
Mm.
It comes in our feelings, and we are loving that. So I don't say like we can compare it,
Mm.
but it is after like stage after that.
Mm. No, actually, what happens when you love a person, you first say, you express your love, say, I love you or something, and then you constantly tell that person that you love, etc. And that love gets more and more, though in a very mundane level, I am telling this. This is not to be compared totally with prayer, because prayer is a very much higher thing. But still, when you start loving that person, that love gets more and more strengthened. So in prayer also the same thing happens. When you start praying to God, when you start praying, when you make it regular, when you start praying almost every hour of your life, a day, then what happens is your longing for God, your yearning for God increases. You yearn for God, you
Right.
long for God, you want to realize that ultimate truth. Just like a person, to people who are in love, when they keep on telling about their love or talk more and more, their intensity of love increases. Similarly, when God is prayed to, when you pray to God, when this kind of relationship you try to make a relationship with God, then your intensity of your longing for God increases. Have you felt that?
Yes, I felt that one. But one thing I feel like if I stop praying like for 1 or 2 days, or like I was busy with something, then I feel that joy is not coming to me. Like it is not staying permanently with me. Like if I give a pause for 1 or 2 days, yeah, I was busy with something, then it is not like working something that I am feeling.
Uh, yes, in the beginning, or not in the beginning, till we realize God, uh, we have to concentrate on doing these spiritual practices, that is prayer, etc., on a regular basis. On a regular basis.
But
And
for how
that
long?
till you realize God,
Till I realize God. Okay, okay.
till you realize God. And this is to be done continuously, prayer, and you have to pray. And so gradually you will understand that the prayer will, just like you said, your quality of prayer also will increase, will be better. The way you pray also will become better over period of time.
Yeah, that I realized actually. That
What do you say, Anna? Does quality of prayer increase, improve?
Well, I'm sure because the more attention you pay to something, it's like you said, the more it becomes like part of us and more natural it becomes. It's almost like a habit. So I guess it's one way of like training even the mind to think about God or realization.
Mm. And there is another thing also, there is a psychological element in prayer, that if you think that there is no divine principle, even to an atheist, now it may be ironical, even funny to think that an atheist would believe in prayer, but even an atheist who doesn't believe in God, who doesn't believe in a divine principle, even that person can pray, because prayer has got a tremendous psychological significance, and also studies have shown that japa and prayer, telling the name of a particular deity or something, or om, or just praying, you what you do is, just like people put on different kinds of stones on their body, either as chain or ring, etc. They say that it is for warding of ill effects, evil effects of planets, etc. But what really happens there is that you get a confidence. You are clinging to a kind of emotional support system, though it is a inferior kind of prayer, but you are clinging to some kind of psychological support system which is giving you a motivation, much like a pep talk. It is giving you some inspiration, some motivation, and then you think that no, I can do, or I can, this particular phase of misery or suffering in my life, I can pass, I can live through this phase. So that also is a big use, functional use, or a utility of prayer, that you get a lot of psychological support. And of course prayer has got the cathartic effect also, where you, just like when we have friends and something wrong goes, something wrong happens, something bad happens in our lives, we go to the friend and we just share, maybe cry, etc., and we feel good. Similarly, in prayer also, that has that effect. And the best part is that you don't need to go to a particular person and cry, because if you go to a particular person and cry, then somehow you feel obliged to that person, and somehow you feel also insecure with that person, that the person knows that this was the suffering which you were going through, and the person may in a later date, you become vulnerable. So that it doesn't happen when you pray to God. This is also another good benefit of prayer. And if you can have a relationship with God, then you can just, it is like you have somebody, some godfather. So someone told me that you should have a godfather. I said I have God the Father. So you have God the Father, and you can just, or God the Mother, and you can just tell that person that, you see, this is what happened in my life, etc. Just like a person, that just like a child comes to home and tells whatever happened during that day to the mother. Similarly, we can have that kind of relationship with God, and we can pray. So that helps.
So when to say, like at the end of the day?
Or you can keep on telling, because you don't need to go to any place to pray to God. So you can keep on telling whenever you want to tell anything. Of course, don't tell it in open, or don't start talking while you're walking on the road. But otherwise, it is okay.
One more thing, Maharaj. Like when, I read on books on, as Ramakrishna said, like when we are praying or asking something to God, God giving answer through mind.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So through mind, when we feel that that answer has been given by God, not by us. Like mind has its own like question answer thing. Like if I question something, it is giving me answer. So when to determine that that answer is not by me, by God?
So the question is whether you really need to determine, whether you really need to know, or whether it is true that the mind is not answering. It is God who is answering. Maybe the mind is answering, because Sri Ramakrishna says the purified mind is Guru, Shuddhamon Guru. The pure mind is Guru. So if pure mind is the teacher, and moreover, where is the reality? The reality is not lying somewhere in some cosmic region, but it is in you. It is you, Aham Brahmasmi. When they say, but what do we mean? I am Brahman. You're not different from the ultimate reality. So why do we also need to know that it is somebody else who is telling, not the mind? Maybe it is the mind telling. Why? Because the mind has become pure, or it has become purer. So it is able to it is able to reflect the inner divinity which is there already. Hmm?
Thank you, Maharaj. I was thinking the same thing for a long time. Like today, I just asked the question.
Hmm.
Thank you.
So, what does Prakar say about this?
Maharaj, I have one doubt that when I pray, for
Hmm.
example, if I pray for continuously 3-4 days,
Hmm.
then I am in a continuous touch with God or the prayers. But if I leave,
Hmm.
then I don't feel like praying. Say after 2 or 3 days, there's a much more barrier. Threshold energy is needed to overcome that barrier. So why is it so that I could not connect easily and instantly with prayers? I need a flow for that. For example, when I came back from Almora, I was in
Hmm.
a very good mood. But then gradually things went worst regarding this thing, spiritual, and now I am not able to connect. I don't know why.
Oh. No, that is the reason is that you should do it regularly. Regularly. Unless you do it regularly, you will not be able to do it. It's simple. So somewhere maybe you again went back to your normal regular routine or the regularly irregular routine. So that created problem. So you have to whatever you are doing, you have to do it regularly. You cannot, that you have to do it regularly. So that is the point. So how to do it regularly?
How to do it.
Yeah, you have to just do it. You have to just do it. You have to keep on doing it.
But if I start, say, example from today, then it is very difficult for me to sit down for an hour and do meditation and everything. So
You
the
don't need to
threshold.
sit for an hour. You just first pray, start praying. No, you just start doing it. Say for 5 minutes.
Hmm.
You do it for 5 minutes and then.
Okay.
Hmm. So actually, you don't need to. The first day itself, you sit for meditation and all that. You just pray and
Hmm.
slowly develop a habit of prayer. So that will help you actually. Uh,
Okay.
Habit of prayer. You should have an habit of prayer. So we are discussing prayer. So Sneha has come online. So Sneha, what do you think of prayer?
I think I mean very gross. I mean very elementary, but what I would say is something which soothes your heart and calms your mind.
So how is it different from an antidepressant or a tranquilizer?
Okay, it's okay. Yeah. Here's the. I think the difference is like the antidepressant and all. They make you go from the negative state to a zero level ground state. But I think prayer takes you from the negative or the ground state to the positive state.
Hmm. Ground state to positive state.
Yeah.
How does it do that?
Maybe when you like when I pray, what happens is first of all, my mind goes to a calm state, which is like a
Hmm.
ground state, you can say.
Hmm.
But then I start realizing some comfort or maybe some positivity. Maybe I think of something good happening in my life, or it's quite subjective experience, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah. So then I feel like okay, I can do this thing in this way, or I mean, so that makes me positive when I get some solution out of my questions or problems.
So who is giving you these solutions? Is it
My inner
somebody?
sense, my inner sense,
Your
my
inner sense.
yeah, what my
Oh.
experiences have been, and when I like consolidate everything, right? For
Hmm.
one problem, I search for whatever there is in my memory or maybe in my experience list of experiences. So I go through all of them, and if I'm able to reach to a conclusion or a solution, I think that's me only, which is giving me the answers.
Um. Now you see what you are saying is a person who is very analytical, who is having a hold on oneself. Okay, where a person is can reason, use brain, etc., etc. Now there are situations in our life when we are totally confused. We don't know what to do. We are totally torn apart. Now at that situation, I am not able to sit and logically analyze my situation. Will not prayer help in that kind of a situation?
I think, yeah, first it will help you calm your mind, I guess, so that you can listen to others, or at least, because when I'm in, like, if I'm like torn apart, maybe I won't even listen to others.
So, but prayer means expecting something, some kind of answer, as you are saying. So, in that case, if I'm torn apart, I will wait for answers, and will they come? Vyomkesh?
No, no.
Sorry, Maharaj.
When I am in total confusion, will I get answers if I just sit and expect for them?
No, I don't think so. It will take time because, like, with the things,
So, how will it calm my mind then?
I have to meditate myself, and if I'm too much disturbed, I would say like we should go some calm places like maybe temple, maybe garden, sit alone, give some time to self only, and then with the time it gradually decreases like anxiety in my mind or confusion, and then we can sit for a meditation, and then the things will come automatically in our mind, in my mind.
Sneha?
Okay. I think there is a bit. I mean, you're already told about it, that it can't just come into. Maybe you don't have that much of experience, and even meditation won't help you if you don't have that experience. Maybe, yeah. Maybe, I don't agree with this. I mean, not completely. What he says is absolutely correct. This is what most of us do, but I think mostly prayer will help in this situation. Is just that you don't get anxious, or and that's it. It will just help you with the anxiety and all, I guess, so that you can at least open your mind and you can listen to others or experience something more, so that you get the answers for the problem which you are facing. Others could be people or books, whatever source, but outside from it.
Okay, so, acha. So, Anna, what do you say about this? When a person is confused, how would prayer help?
Well, I think it does help to calm the mind, definitely, because at least instead of actually, when I'm confused, the best thing to do is just to sleep. Try to sleep, but that's it. You have to calm the mind before you can sleep, because the answers, they sometimes come by themselves. So just to have faith. So maybe prayer can be like in a way to just say that you're leaving it up to God and that you have faith in God, and
Oh,
that can maybe give you some peace.
so faith is a big thing. If you have faith, that may help, huh? Okay. Many people, the sleeping technique may not work because many people lose sleep because of confusion, so they don't get sleep.
No,
Vyomkesh, huh?
sleeping is not like sleeping, and after sleeping, confusion going to gets clear. That is not like my part. Like I don't think, and I didn't like get that realization, because sleeping, like I'm just pausing myself for some moment, for some time, but for like for when I would like to calm my mind, then I need to do something. Either if I'm too much disturbed, then I'm going to visit any places like garden or any river or oceans. Okay, and then I would like to sit for meditation for some time. and keep praying continuously to God. And then with time, I get the realization, okay, this should be done. This way.
Okay, I wish to make 2 points here. First of all, I like this sleeping technique. Obviously, you should keep it as an option. I think it's a great option. And secondly, I think prayer definition. I don't know literally the definition of prayer, but I think it varies. I mean, for me, like prayer doesn't means that I'm asking something from God or like I'm praying to God. Prayer could be like you're thinking about. I mean, you're thinking about your inner self. Maybe that's prayer. I mean,
No, but when I say pray, I'm not asking God. God, like give me the solution. I'm just more like creating a relationship with God. And when my mind comes, I don't know, somehow the mind giving the answer, giving me the answer. Okay, this should be done. It is not like I'm praying that God give me the solution. How I'll get this? How I can get
yeah,
this done? So that is not. I'm not asking. I'm asking.
yeah. What I'm saying is, who is this God of yours? I mean, this varies from person to person. It could be
Yeah.
for someone, God could be something. God could be like the non something, right? It's like no matter, no energy. And for some, God could be their inner self. So the definition of God, I think it's not that objective. It's quite subjective, I guess.
God's definition is definitely subjective, and also, you see, prayer is at the same time spiritual discipline, and because it is spiritual, it has to be psychological. It has a social effect also, which we are not thinking about. You see, when there are so many social groups who pray, group prayer, community prayer, they come together, and then when there was tsunami, there were so many people who prayed. And when there was this Uttarakhand flash floods, there were so many people who prayed. So prayer as a group also has effect. People pray, and even those things have been studied scientifically that or sociologically, that prayer has effect. A community prayer has effect. So prayer has got different dimensions, and so definitely both the idea of prayer and also the idea of God is very subjective. But Sri Ramakrishna says that just by doing prayer, you can attain the highest goal of life, that is God realization. I think a person here in this group is silent. Is Papia there?
Yes, he wants to tell
So
something.
Papia, what is your take on prayer, or what is your opinion on prayer?
So in my childhood, I used to pray, like I used to ask God for something always. Praying was kind of, shopkeeping only. I used to ask for, give me this, give me that. And even in my, when I started job, that time also I used to, pray to God only when I need a promotion, I need a hike, rise, all those things. Later on, I stopped doing that because anyway that did not help much. And the only thing that I realize is to do two things. One is don't ask God for solution, or don't ask anybody for solution. Ask God to give you strength to find out the solution and implement the solution yourself. So, like from last 1 year or so, if I am in any kind of doubt, any kind of problem, I just pray to God to give me a clear mind, to give me a clear vision, and to give me peace, all those things. And if there is some kind of struggle that is going on in my life, then I ask for strength, and that is all that I want for. I don't work for any ready-made thing from God. Second thing is which actually I learned from Bomkesh is that when I know that some of my very close people are in pain, but I am not able to do anything. So the best thing is to pray for them. So that is also one thing that I do. I do ask for peace, happiness in their life to God. And by doing that, I started realizing that it actually makes me happy, because when I am not able to do anything, like maybe physically for them, because I'm not with them for in physical condition. So it's a way to put all your strength towards the other channel. That is one thing. And when this discussion was going on in during confusion, regarding confusion, if our mind in a confused state, so one thing that came in my mind is I have seen many of the times when I'm in confusion, what actually happened is I knew the answer. My mind knew the answer. The only thing is my heart did not want to accept it. If the answer is something, a bit harsh, or maybe it's something, doing something which I am not ready to do, like that. So that time actually I get all kind of confusion. If I really give it an analytical mind and analyze it and find out what's going on and what should be done, I get the answer. So most of the time I have the answer, my mind have the answer. The only thing is I'm not yet ready to accept it. So that time also prayer helped me. I just ask God to give me peace, give me that clear vision to so that I can actually find the answer. And once my mind is calm, yeah, I can get it. It's like you get it in yourself. You don't need to go outside to ask for it, a solution, clear confusion. That's my opinion, or that's my point of view.
So you say that even if you get the answer, it is difficult for us to actually act on that particular answer. We may
Right.
get an answer, like Duryodhana so famously said in Mahabharata that Janami dharmam, but I am not nachame pravritti, Janami adharmam nachame nivritti. I know what is dharma, what is correct, what is righteous, but I am unable to do it. And I know what is adharma, what is wrong, but I am unable to refrain from it. So yeah, most of the times we know what to do, but then we don't know how to actually do it. So it is easy to say that this is what is to be done, but then to actually do it, it takes a lot of problem, a lot of difficulty. So you say that even prayer will help for giving us strength to do it, huh?
Yeah. Actually, for me, most of the time, prayer helps me when, when there is something that is going on, and I am not able to actually, uh, put some kind of action towards it. Maybe it's the time for me to wait and watch, or it's something that I really cannot do anything about it, just other than, waiting this whole process to. There are two, three things, right? Sometimes it happens that one of my loved ones is in a very critical condition, and I am feeling bad about it. But then it's something that I cannot stop. I cannot just switch on or switch off a point and say, okay, all his sufferings are gone. It doesn't happen. But because of his or her sufferings, even I am in pain. That time it's only prayer that actually helps me. I just ask God to give me strength, to give me that mental peace. That's it. That's it. That's what I can do at that point of time.
Now I should ask any one of you who has an experience which you can, I mean, you are comfortable in sharing with, where prayer gave lot of, brought some kind of change. Some kind of prayer brought some kind of change. It could be at a very mundane level, or it could be at a higher spiritual level. Anybody who has something to share? Hello, anybody? Some experience. Anna?
Well, there was, but like I said, when I was younger, I would pray for sometimes silly things, but there was, I don't even remember what it was for, but I really, really needed like a beautiful sunny day for something that was meant to happen the next day, and there were like thunderstorms and raining all day and terrible weather, and I prayed so hard just to make it with all my heart. Like I really felt it deep inside that I really wanted it so bad. And of course, it was a beautiful sunny day. But I don't remember why I needed a sunny day anymore.
Hmm. Vyomkesh?
But sometimes sometimes the prayer wouldn't work. Like when my grandmother was sick, I also prayed with all my heart, that even I was pretty young, but I was praying like, take away years of my life or even everything, but just so my grandmother gets better. And that didn't work because my grandmother passed away.
Hmm. So,
Uh,
yeah,
yes,
Vyomkesh.
for me, I could remember one. I have so many, but I couldn't remember right now. But I can share one thing. Like in 2009, yeah, I lost job actually, and I was suffering with kidney stone. I had an operation, okay, and I was jobless at time, and like I was uh, suffering mentally too much because of I was not having any job. I was just searching job. I had some uh, issues with my efficiency, but uh, uh, even though I was trying to like get job or trying to make myself up, that time like after some period of time I was thinking just lost, and then uh, there is a Kali temple near to Pune. The place is called Kharki Kaliwari. So I visited there, and while I'm coming from the temple, uh, I just prayed to Kali, Ma Kali, saying, Ma, at least I need something so that I have a lot of loans on me, okay, and I had to return back those money. So I just pray to Kali, Ma, give me something, at least that position of job, so that I can give back those money to them. And in this and after following week, I got the job, and I just thankful to God, saying that at least I got the position so that I can return back those money. And then after 6 months, I got chance to visit USA, and I received more money. So it really helped me. That time there was a confusion: should I ask Ma for this material part or not? But I was so much frustrated in that point of time. I I just asked her for challenge and try.
Hmm.
So this is one story.
Hmm. So, Sneha, have you any
I
story?
no, okay. I would like to comment something on what Bomkesh said. That was nice. Congratulations. But yeah, I think we all have a baby inside us, and we want it to be protected by someone else. I mean, God. So I think it's it's not like Ma Kali did for him. It's just like he created the opportunity for himself by focusing his energy towards getting a good job. So yeah, and so what prayer helped me? Okay, actually, to be very frank, I don't pray. Yeah. So, but I think I have a nice habit of chanting the Gayatri mantra 11 times before I go to sleep. So this helps me calm my mind before the sleep. And yeah, I was facing the problem of having so many dreams in my sleep during my sleep. Okay, that's biological. We all get dreams, but with me, it was really disturbing my sleep. I had to sleep for like 8 to 9 hours, and I used to feel fresh as if I've slept only for like 6 or 7 hours. So that was really a time wastage. But after doing this exercise, I'm experiencing benefits of having lesser dreams. And even, I mean, I used to get even not just dreams, but very disturbing and very negative dreams. So yeah, in this way it helped.
So are you having dreams still now, or you are just you can sleep?
I'm still having dreams. It's like they come on and off. But
Because
yeah,
this is the same problem. I'm having the same problem till now. That's why I'm asking.
okay. Yeah, but it surely helps.
Thank you.
Anybody else has any experience to share? Nobody? Prakar,
Yes, Maharaj.
any experience you want to share?
Experience. Regarding prayer, I can't say, but when I was in my third year of BTech, sorry, but then there was circumstances that I couldn't get job. So I prayed to God for something better. And then I did excel in my next competitive examinations. And I don't know how I was able to achieve such a good rank. So I think that was the effect of prayer, that something inside me wants achievement. And I worked hard for it and it got converted. Because several times it happened that I used to work hard but I couldn't get the results. But this time I also prayed with all my heart and I got the results. So it may be the effect of prayer that my hard work got converted into achievement.
Okay.
So I think this is the experience. Or someone knows the God, or we can say anyone, that God or the divine power, what is better for us, and he gives us that thing only.
Okay. So good. So today it was nice discussing about prayer. So I just want to close this discussion with a small note, that is, no matter how many times we discuss about the flavor of an ice cream, no matter how many times we discuss about how pizza tastes good, or no matter how many times we discuss about gajar ka halwa, nothing is going to actually happen unless you eat all these things. Okay, so unless you actually pray, all this discussion is going to remain only futile. So I pray to all of you to make prayer a habit. Even if you don't believe in God, even if you don't believe in religion, prayer has its benefits. So I think we should pray regularly and make it a habit, and that will help us in becoming a better human being. So thank you all of you for having this wonderful discussion. And now I am requesting you to tell me what would be the topic of discussion for the next Sunday.
From my side,
Guru. Okay, teacher, yes. Guru. So all of those people who are listening to this audio, I request you to simply come online on Skype and search for a group by name spiritual-retreat-team-at-Almora Ashram -2015, and just make an audio call next Sunday. That is, next Sunday will be on, when is next Sunday? On 31st May. Yeah, so 31st May we will be talking about Guru or the spiritual teacher. And if any one of you is interested, you will find this audio recording on YouTube. Okay, thank you. Have a good day, and we will meet again. Bye, all of you. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Bye.